Greetings, my empire. Drezu here, back with another video, and today I'm coming at y'all with a quick tutorial to show y'all how to bar switch in ESO. Now I know some of y'all might be looking at me with the side eye like, what is he talking about? Why do we need a tutorial to bar switch? Now, me playing this game, I played with a whole bunch of people, and some of those people just didn't like bar switching. They didn't bar switch. You know, they stayed on one bar. They just didn't feel comfortable with switching those bars. And I feel those people because when I first started playing the game, I had really big troubles bar switching. I remember in fights, in PvP fights, the way I would buff up, I would like, just basic attack them and just look for the ability that I buff up with, and I'm just like, okay, this is my major resolve. Okay, this is my heal. Okay, and that's how I would, buff up my bars, and it was highly inefficient, and it was highly annoying at first. But as time went on and I got used to my bars and stuff like that, I organized my bars, basically made my bars, how I wanted to. I basically got fluent with it. Now I know how to bar switch. I know how to do all of that. But this video is for the people who are just not fluent in bar switching, who don't like to bar switch, who just feel like it's a waste of time, because in this game, you're kind of forced to bar switch. A lot of people who don't like bar switching are werewolves, because, as a werewolf, you're only working with one bar and you're just bugging out on one bar. But even so, you're not going to be a werewolf 100% of the time. You're going to need to learn how to bar switch in PvE and PvP. It's just something you need to learn in the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I get into the video, I want to ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. You already know, helps me out, helps the channel out, and helps the channel grow. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So, going into the bars right now, typically, you want your bar setup to be that your front bar is your main damage bar with most of your damage abilities, and your back bar is your, I'm not gonna say defensive bars, because you can run damage weapons on your back bar as well, but you want your back bar to have most of your support abilities, like your heals, your buffs, stuff like that, or your movement speed. It just, buffing you up and healing you. That's what you want your back bar to have most of those abilities at. Now, on my front bar, as you can see, I have Executioner, I have Wrecking Blow as my spammable, I have Venomous Claw, which is my tick, and I have Noxious Breath, which is my tick. And for my ult, you want to have, I have Take Flight typically on your front bar, your damage bar. You want your ult to be, your damage ult, because your front bar, you're going to be doing your most damage. You're probably going to have your most weapon damage or your most penetration on your front bar. So you want your damage ult on your front bar because it's going to do, the most amount of damage. Now, as you can see, I have Rally here. Now, Rally, this is a support ability, and you typically want your support abilities, like I said, on your back bar. But in this case of Rally, I am forced to put Rally on my front bar because you can only use Rally on a two-handed weapon. So I'm forced to put Rally on the front bar, even though it's a support ability. If I could, I really would put Rally on the back bar, but this is an ability. These are the, circumstances where you have to have a support ability on your damage bar, just because you're forced to do that. Same thing with the back bar. I have Fossilize on my back bar. This is really an offensive ability, a stun, which you want your stuns, your debuffs, and all of that on your front bar. But I have it on my back bar because I'm forced to, I was kind of forced to put it on my back bar because Rally's on my front bar. I can't just swap out Rally with Fossilize. So I'm kind of forced to put Fossilize on the back bar. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the case, like I said, I was just talking about where if you have two damage, two damage weapons, like say if I had two-handed or bow, or, two-handed or dual-wielded or two-handed and stuff, the same rules is gonna apply. You still want most of your support abilities on your back bar. Now, say if I was running bow on the back bar, right now, I would probably have abilities, bow abilities on my back bar, like offensive abilities like poison arrow or snipe on the back bar. Even though these are damage abilities, a tick and a really powerful snipe, you still want most of your support abilities on the back bar. Uh, like on this build, for example, you still probably keep, resolving vigor on your back bar, cauterize on your back bar, hardened armor on your back bar, because your back bar is still gonna be um, your support bar at the end of the day. Even though you have a damage weapon on it and like two damage abilities, one or two damage abilities, your front bar is still going to be your main damage bar at the end of the day. So you don't want to just ball out on damage on both bars, because you won't have support. Same thing, if you're going support, unless you're going tank, if you're going tank, if you have something like, sword and shield front bar, sword and shield back bar, you could go support abilities on both of those bars since you're going tank. Or if you're going healer, you have resto staff, two resto staff or something like that, or resto staff, sword and shield. You can have, uh, you can have, support abilities on both those bars. But those are just circumstances if you're a tank, or you're a pure tank, or if you're a pure healer. But how I'm coming at this is, you're just a normal PvP player. You know what I'm saying? You're a normal PvP player. You're typically doing PvP. You're not a main healer. You're not a tank. You're just, you do damage. You're just a player, bro. I don't even know how to put what is somebody who's not a tank or a healer, bro. Just a base player or whatever. You feel me? I'm just showing you how to set up your bars if you're like that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, even if I had bow on my back bar and had two bow abilities, you still typically want your heals on your back bar, or your buffs on your back bar. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're forced to put your buffs on your damage bar, or you're forced to put damage on your support bar. Now let's get into organization. Now, organization is really key into bar swapping, making sure that you feel comfortable with every ability that you press, feeling comfortable with your bars, making sure that, okay, I feel comfortable pressing this button to do this ability. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, what I typically did is, when I had abilities that I would do right after another ability. So a good example of this is Venomous Claw and Noxious Breath. Typically what I do when I fight people, I would do Noxious Breath, then Venomous Claw, or Venomous Claw and Noxious Breath. Either way, one ability is coming after the other. Whichever order it is, I'm doing these two abilities at the same, right after the other ability. So as you can see, I put Venomous Claw at L1 and I put Noxious Breath at R1. The reason I put them like this is because R1 and L1 on your remote, or if you're on Xbox or PC, but this is a PlayStation remote. R1 and L1 are two buttons that correlate in my head, and I'm not gonna even say in my head, because they're buttons that correlate in general. If I was to tell you to press R1 and L1, you'll probably do it super fast. Or if I was to tell you to click L2 and R2, you will probably do it super fast, because those buttons kind of correlate. They're just opposite of each other. They're kind of just right there. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to tell you to press buttons like circle and L2, you probably wouldn't do it as fast as if you were to press L1 and R1, because circle and R2 don't really correlate, or circle or R1. Those buttons don't really correlate with each other. They kind of, it's gonna be like a like sort of a second hesitation or 2 second hesitation with most people, because those buttons don't really correlate. But if I was to tell you to press like circle and triangle, you'll probably press those really quick because they're right next to each other. So that's the reason I have Venomous Claw and Noxious Breath at L1 and R1, because those buttons correlate, and I know those two abilities are going to come right after the other. Same thing with the back bar. I know these two buffs is gonna come after each other. These are my two buffs. If I'm gonna put up my armor, I'm gonna put up my cauterize. Or if I'm putting my cauterize, I know I'm gonna put up my armor. That's how I'm gonna buff myself, And I have two abilities that correlate with each other, you know, R1 and L1. I know those those buttons. I know I could press those buttons pretty fast, and yeah, it makes it pretty simple. Now, going to our front bar, typically your spam boo, like I said, you want your spam boo and your damage bar, of course. Now, typically, you want your spam boo as a button that you are really comfortable pressing, you know. Um, Now, I know there's some people who you know have their spam boo as like, you know, R1 or L1, like they would have like, you know, wrecking blow or jabs as R1 and L1. Like, hey, if it feels comfortable to you, do it. You know what I'm saying? But me as a player, you know, me personally, I feel like the best button, you know, for somebody who's trying to get into bar switching in this game, the best button to put your spam boo at as is square, because you know square is right there, right next to your you know, your right analog stick. It's something that you could press easily. You know what I'm saying? I feel like square is the best button for your spam boo to be in. But in this case for me, I have my spam boo at circle, just cause you know I don't know why I have my spam boo at circle. I put it there, and now I'm just used to my spam boo being at circle. You know what I'm saying? I have my spam boo at circle. You just want a button that you feel comfortable pressing to do your spam boo. You know what I'm saying? Comfortability is everything. Like I said, comfortability is everything. And you know, into mastering how to bar swap, you want to be comfortable with every ability. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to look at your remote and try to see what button that ability is, or you don't even want to look at your bar. You know, you want to feel so comfortable, you want to get so comfortable with your abilities that you don't even need to look at your bar to even know, okay, what button are these abilities in. You know, because when you play with the, you know, the bars for a certain amount of time, it just becomes muscle memory. Like you remember it in your head because you've played with the bar so much. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically it. That's basically it. That's basically just the quick simples to how to master, you know, bar switching for, like I said, those people who really don't want to bar switch, who don't like it, who don't feel comfortable with it. This is, you know, just a quick thing to just show y'all, you know, how to get comfortable with your bar, where to put your abilities at, where to put your support abilities at, how you should put your abilities, you know, how to make you just to make you feel more comfortable with your bar. You know, like I said, in this game you really need to learn how to you know, switch your bars, and I feel y'all, you know what I mean? I really feel y'all on that. But at some point in the game I didn't even want to bar switch because I'm like, bro, this is just so difficult. Like, who's doing this? But like I said, as time went by, I got used to it, and now look at me, you feel me? I'm bar switching. If I was in a fight right now, put up my buffs, you know what I'm saying, stun, make sure to put up both of those, use my spam boot, you know, then execute, you know, just do it like that, you feel me? And yeah, that's pretty much it. If y'all enjoyed the video, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire, man. I hope you know, this video really helped you. Just help the people who just don't like to bar switch, because like I said, this is something you need to do. Yeah, you feel me? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drizzle Empire out. I'ma see ya.